Hi Kinders, how are you? I miss you so much. So what I am loving is that you guys are sending me all of your Habitat cereal boxes and shoe boxes that you are making at home. I am absolutely loving them. Keep sending them. One thing that you have to remember to do when you send me a picture of your habitat is tell me what kind of habitat is it? Because sometimes I think I know, but then I might be wrong. I might think it's a forest, but maybe you're showing me a pond because you have water running through it. So I want to make sure that Miss Isham is correct. So tell me a little bit about your habitat. That is going to be one of your assignments this week. At the end of the week is to describe your habitat to me. And I really would love for you to at least make 2 to 3 sentences about your habitat. So you have to describe something that's going on in your habitat. One thing that I'm bummed about is that my girls by accident got rid of the box that they made for me in the video, the short video of them making the ocean habitat. So I wish I could show that right now, but I'm going to have to depend on the video that you guys watched. Because right now I'm going to do some writing with you. So let's start. Now, I'm sure you guys are probably starting to run out of paper at home, or the journal paper that I gave you. If you aren't, then that is a perfectly fine piece of paper to use, something from your journal. If you have lined paper and you want to use that, you can. Miss Isham has some computer paper at home, so I just put a couple pieces of computer paper together. And I'm going to make my own little journal. So I'm going to fold this like a hamburger. And I'm going to make it into my little book. Okay. Now I'm just using this as a little journal to write about my couple sentences about my habitat. You do not have to do anything fancy. This does not have to be a book, but if you want to make it a book, that would be great too. I could design the cover and I could put ocean habitats on the front. If you don't want to do that and you just want to write a couple sentences, Miss Isham is okay with that too. If we were in class, I'd make you do more. But if you just want to give me a couple sentences with your drawing, I will be happy about that too. Miss Isham's going to get a little extravagant. Make a cover for hers. If you want to do this with me, feel free. Okay, so I finished the front cover of my book, The Ocean by Miss Isham. Again, you don't have to make it like a book, but if you want to, this is a fun way to do it. I'm going to leave my cover uncolored first because this is not important to finish yet. I can go back to those things later, right? I want to get my ideas out. So I go back to my list, the one that I made up. And the first thing that a good writer has to do is think. Think about what they're writing about, right? A good way that we do this as kindergartners is we start by drawing our ideas down, putting them on paper. So I'm going to draw what I know about an ocean. I'm not going to color it yet. I'm just going to draw a quick sketch of something that I know about the ocean. Well, I know that an ocean is made up of salt water. That's a very important fact about an ocean habitat, is that the animals that are in it are swimming in salt water. So my first fact is going to be that oceans are mostly made up of salt water. I'm going to be a good writer and I'm going to get my writing utensils in front of me. I got my crayons, got my pencil, and I'm ready to go. So let's go ahead and open our book. Now, one thing that we learned when we were in class that Miss Isham always said was, if you had 2 pages, it's a good idea to put your writing on one page and your drawing on the other page. That way you have a lot of room to work with. We've learned other ways to do that too. You could do your drawing on the top and your writing on the bottom, or you're writing on the top and you're drawing on the bottom. Since I have 2 pages because mine is a book, I'm going to put my drawing on one page and my words on the other. Okay? So today, we're just going to write our first sentence together. And I am going to start by doing my drawing. So let's go. All right, so I'm thinking about my ocean friends, and I know that an ocean is filled with mostly salt water. So that's the first important fact that I'm going to put about my habitat. I am going to draw a quick sketch of that. So I'm going to make the waves on this side. And remember, I said I can go back and I can do the coloring later. How would I know that this is water? Maybe outside I could draw the sun shining down in the corner. And then I could draw this blue with the clouds and the sky. Okay, and I could save more details for later. And I'm just gonna put some little waves through the water down here. Easy, quick, simple picture that I just made of a sketch of an ocean. Okay, so I thought about what is in an ocean. I drew a picture, and now I'm going to go to my next step, and I'm going to write some words. Okay, this is where Miss Dennett's writing checklist is going to come in handy later, and I'm going to teach you about that later. But I am going to write, and I'm going to start my sentence with a capital letter. And what did I tell us about this page? An ocean is filled with salt water. Okay, let's count those words. An ocean is filled with salt water. Ooh, that's 7 words that I have to write. An ocean is filled with salt water. So 7 words. An. Ooh, how do I spell that? I know I have to start with an uppercase letter. An. A. I know how to write an. An. Finger spaces. Those are always important things to put always an important thing for writers to use. An ocean. O. What digraph do we hear? Sounds like SH. Ocean. Oh, I hear an again. Ocean. An ocean is, I know how to spell that word, and I can always look on my word list that I sent Mom and Dad. I-S is filled. Filled. And I always, a good reader, always goes back and rereads what they wrote. An ocean is filled with What makes that sound, friends? Thumb, TH, with. An ocean is filled with salt water. I need my finger space, and I should have done that. Salt. Oops, it looks like I'm not going to have enough space here. So I'm going to have to come down. Water. An ocean is filled with salt water. Well, let's see here. I started with a capital letter. I have spaces between my words. And now I have to make sure that I have a punctuation mark. So I'm going to put my period. I did spell my sight words correctly. Is and with are spelled correctly. And I reread my sentences. So now I can go back and I can color my page. Okay, So I thought about what I was writing about, which was the ocean. I drew a quick sketch. Then I wrote my words. I went back and I colored. And now is the time that I can add details. So if I wanted to maybe draw some birds flying up here. If I wanted to maybe just draw one little fish in here, because this isn't my focus right now. It's just that the water is salt, but I could put a couple little fish in there just so people know that this is the ocean. And maybe I want to give them some bubbles coming up. Okay. And I could just add those quick details. And I already used Miss Dennett's page that we're going to talk more about this week to edit my work. So this is my first page of my ocean habitats. My first page of ocean habitats. So I'm going to stop here, and then the next day I might want to make another fact about oceans, and we're going to continue using Miss Dennett's writing checklist. And then you guys remember, if you did not write about the ocean, you're going to be writing about something different. You can go back and watch those habitat videos that we had shown you at the beginning of the week's lessons. They're back on the grid from a couple weeks ago. So if you want to go back and look at savanna, or if you want to go back and look at the forest, you can do that. So I'm going to stop here. We're going to stop here today, and then we'll go back to writing the whole rest of the week. Thanks for watching, friends. Okay, so now I have my finished page in my book, and I did all of the things that I wanted to do to make sure that I had a nice page that was written. I want you guys to try to do that in your habitat book or your habitat page as well. Something that you learned about habitats that you thought were great facts that go with your science project this week. If you forgot about the habitats that we learned about, you can go back in the grid and look at science from the weeks before. And we had some videos that were really cool that the kids can watch and learn about habitats that they enjoy. Like I said, this piece of writing that we're doing, it does not have to be a book. It can also be just a journal entry page, anything that you want to do. I just thought making a little book would be more fun. And it kind of gives us an opportunity to use these writing lists that I'm creating with you and that Miss Dennett shared with us so that we can remember to be good writers. Okay, so I want you guys to have fun, and I want you to tell me about your habitat that you did your project on. Okay, the last part of this video is more for Mom and Dad, and I want to share with Mom and Dad the page that I wrote with you. Now, I tell the kindergartners all the time, we're in kindergarten. It's okay if we don't spell all of our words the correct way. Words that we have to spell the correct way are our what? Our sight words, our high frequency words. So, for instance, the word and, the word is, the word with that we did on this page, those are words that we should know already in kindergarten, words that we've been working on in our spelling, and things that we need to know in a snap, correct? So we should know how to spell them and how to write them the correct way. Words like water, words like salt, words like ocean and filled. When they get into first and second grade, they're going to focus more on spelling those words the correct way. Right now, I just want them to use the sounds they hear to write the word. So parents, please don't focus too much on spelling those words the correct way unless you know your child does know how to spell that word. Really, I want them to spell the high frequency words the correct way. So we're going to have fun with this. I want them to enjoy writing. Writing should be something that they're doing every day at home. This is a great time to document things that are going on in our world right now that might make us feel antsy, scared, or maybe even happy because they're spending time with you at home, and I'm sure you're doing lots of fun things. So to journal it is a really fun thing to do. Right now, let's focus on habitats. And I would love to hear their stories when they're done on the portfolio. They can share them with me. So we'll work more on this week. This is today's video on writing, and then we'll keep pulling out Miss Dennett's handy dandy writing checklist, and I'm going to try sending this to you guys so you have a link to it and you can check off that you're doing the correct things at home for writing too. So that was fun, and I will talk to you later this week. Love you guys. Bye.